Welcome to this week's KRAM Rams. This is Isaiah Rossio.
And I'm Matthew Anderson. This week we start off with a few important announcements.
It's Spirit Week, so make sure you go to the tailgate and homecoming game tomorrow. The tailgate activities start at 5 p.m. and the game against Cheyenne Mountain at 7 p.m. Tomorrow is Blue and Gold Day, so dress up in your best Spirit wear.
Don't forget that College Free Application Day is coming up on October 18th through the 20th. The counseling office will be offering help submitting applications in the library for any seniors that want to take advantage of applying to college for free. Staff, don't forget to wear your college gear.
The Multicultural Show is having auditions October 12th and 13th from 3 to 6 p.m. after school in room 206. Make sure to sign up with the AR code flyers around the school or go see Miss Gutierrez or Miss Shivpuri for more information.
There is an October door decorating contest starting this month put on by the members of the Emerging Leaders Group. Teachers, get your students to help decorate your doors across Rampart. There is a donut party for the winning classrooms and doors.
As we go into our Spirit Week, you can't talk about Rams school spirit without covering our Rowdies.
From leading cheers at sporting events to organizing how we dress out for games, the Rowdies are a vital part of the RHS community.
Rowdies have been a part of Rampart since 2006. Rowdies have been crucial to Ram Pride by bringing spirit to the games. They show up to these events and encourage our students to celebrate and cheer for our school.
I'm in Rowdies because I'm a very energetic person and I love bringing energy to the games and supporting other teams.
I love Rampart and I love to be loud and show a lot of school spirit, so I thought I'd just fit in.
I joined Rowdies because it was a really good way to get more involved in the school, and I like that it's like school spirit, and I like yelling and hanging out with the other people in Rowdies.
Always getting the crowd going, always being front row.
It gets you more involved. You show up to sporting events and get to lead cheers and just be like a leader in your grade.
I really enjoy that we all get to spend time with each other at the games, and I like helping create like a positive environment for other people at the games, and it's just a fun time.
These Rowdies were ecstatic to express their love for the program.
Rowdies is very fun at sports games. You get to lead chants, bring a lot of energy. You also get to organize stuff, so like what you want to do in games.
I think that like other people should join Rowdies because it's not something that like you have to have a skill for, really. We just like hang out and like yell and cheer. Like everyone can do that, and it's so fun.
They are very energetic, bring a lot of positive vibes.
Rowdies are like a big part, I think, of like helping people feel comfortable with school spirit and spirit days and having fun at the games, because like even if we're losing, we can still have fun at the games, and like Rowdies are a big part of that, so yeah.
Please consider joining Rowdies by consulting with Mr. and Mrs. Abbott or going down to the counseling department. This is Sage Kottmeyer signing off for KRAM.
Look for the Rowdies tomorrow at the homecoming game, Rams.
The Future Business Leaders of America, or FBLA, participate in events throughout the year, including field trips and competitions.
KRAM went with them on their Business of Baseball field trip recently to see what these events are like.
Financial Business Leaders of America, or FBLA, is a business class here at Rampart High School. Recently, the FBLA student government went on an exciting field trip. We luckily had a KRAM student be able to film the event.
So FBLA and DECA officers all went on a Business of Baseball field trip where they spoke to Rockies workers who were in like HR and marketing and sales and business operations. There was a panel and they got to ask them questions to learn the business of baseball and the inner workings behind the scene, and then they got to stay for the baseball game. So it was kind of a kickoff leadership activity for our officer team.
We went to the Rockies game to learn about the business behind the Rockies and then to watch the game afterwards.
We've done Business of Baseball for several years. It was just an email that came out to the advisors, and we decided to take advantage of it a few years ago. And then COVID shut that down for the last few years, so this was our first year to be able to do it again, so we thought we'd give it a go.
They had a bunch of business people that work for the Rockies, like the retail manager and director of baseball operations. They talked about how they run the Rockies and what goes into their day. FBLA is a business competition in which there are like a bunch of events about regarding business and everything that goes into it, like financials and stuff, and you get to compete in one of those events, whether it's test, presentation, or role play.
Because it's kind of an organization where you get out what you put in. So So if you don't have like a ton of time to spare, you can just do your event and just make sure that's good, and you don't have to spend all this time doing extra things like busy work that you might do for other classes or other organizations.
There's so many events, like you'll find one that interests you for sure. And then we go to districts and everyone competes at districts, and you can like go on to state.
So we've had an initial interest meeting that students could attend. If they weren't able to attend that, they could come by and get some information from me. I'm in room 232. Kids can stop by anytime during lunch, between classes, or after school to get that information. And then they just need to turn in their money for their annual dues, and that will get them on our FBLA roster. There's a Google form they have to fill out, and the deadline is Thursday the 6th, which is today.
That's really interesting. If you wish to join FBLA, talk to Mrs. Keller by the end of the day. This is Enrique Alvarez, signing off.
Ms. Keller's FBLA group and Mr. Edmondson's DECA classes frequently do events together, so sign up if you'd like to get involved.
Recently, the yearbook and KRAM classes went to the Colorado State University Journalism Day event. Both groups received an all-Colorado rating from the Colorado Student Media Association, which is the highest rating a high school journalism program can receive.
We thought it'd be interesting to take a look at the journalism programs here at Rampart.
On September 15th, members of KRAM and Yearbook went to Journalism Day, or commonly known as J-day. It's a journalism conference and competition for the state of Colorado. This event is where students all across the state can come together and learn more about both film and photography.
Journalism Day is a conference with the Colorado Student Media Association, which is basically our overall big kind of group of Colorado student journalists. It has newspaper, it has publications, broadcast, yearbook, all of the cool things that students get to produce in their classrooms. We go up and we learn from kind of the bigwigs in the journalism world. Really cool teachers. We get to compete while we're up there in different competitions. And it's just a really cool day for student journalists to sort of be in their element with other student journalists and learn more about kind of this crazy world of publications that we get to do every day.
My favorite part of J-day was probably getting to see some of the old seniors that came down to surprise Mr. Mooring for Supervisor of the Year. It was definitely cool seeing them, and just so they could see how we've grown as a program as well.
During the awards ceremony, Mr. Mooring was named the Broadcast Advisor of the Year. It's at the national level, which means he's currently the best broadcast advisor in the States.
I was a part of the surprise for Mr. Mooring, and so I was kind of organizing some of our alumni being there in order to get that his award kind of set in place.
Well, I was pretty surprised because several of my students and other staff members had nominated me and written letters of recommendation last year for the Broadcast Advisor of the Year award at the national level from the Journalism Educators Association. It turns out I won, and they surprised me in front of like 2,000 people, which is kind of scary. I was getting a little emotional and trying to hold it together, but it was a lot of fun because especially those 3 seniors that graduated last year, they all showed up and surprised me too. So it was a lot of fun. Great moment for me.
At the end of the event, Rampart went home with many awards and the #1 advisor in the nation. This has been Logan Baird with KRAM, signing off.
Congratulations to all involved.
Journalism isn't the only group doing awesome things here at Rampart High School.
Our boys golf team recently finished their fall season. KRAM checked in with them to see how it went.
The annual Rampart golf season has just ended. KRAM wanted to hear from both of the coaches and some players to see just how the season went for them.
So the golf season was okay. We started out pretty strong. I had 10 guys come out, and then a lot of kids I could see put some time in the summer. And so I was excited about that.
I mean, the golf season went really well, like with people-wise, but scores, we didn't really shoot too well this year.
The season's been pretty good. There's been a lot of ups and downs. Some of our best players have, not been able to play or gotten hurt, but it's been next man up, and everybody's really held their own.
It went okay. We had some kids score. We actually, last tournament, we had a kid take third. So as far as that, it's fun to see kids get better.
I got hurt midway through the year, so I've been out, half of the year.
And then some of the downs we had a kid get hurt. We had some great issues on the team this year, which kind of kept changing my roster.
2 of our players got injured. Happily, 1 came back.
Real practice, practice after school, practice during the summer. That's probably the most important part.
I wish kids would commit more in the summer programs.
We are all improving kind of as the year goes along, so that's a good thing.
KRAM wanted to know how Rampart stacked up against other high schools during this past season.
This year we ended up second to the bottom of the list, but we kind of have a young team. We have a few good sophomores and a good freshman. I think as we grow, I think we'll be more competitive and we should be back in the middle of the pack.
I think everybody just needs to practice more, to compete better with other schools.
KRAM decided to ask the coaches what was good and bad about each other and how coaching went during the season.
Mr. Blatnick, he's a great coach, great dude, just overall amazing person. So he's very involved in golf and pretty much everything with Rampart. So
he has a lot of knowledge. He's a good player. Kids really like him, so he's a great guy.
Yeah, I wish I would have been around a little bit more, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
He's a really nice guy when in the tournaments, and he tries to calm us down when we're overthinking everything.
The coaches are really supportive of everybody. They try their best to encourage newer kids to try the sport.
Well, it's a lifelong sport, so if kids really want a sport that they can play when they're in their 20s and 30s and 40s and so on, you might as well pick up a stick now and learn how to play so you can continue to play the game as you get older.
Thank you to everyone in golf, and good luck new and returning players next season. This has been Tyler Ohl signing off for KRAM.
Congrats on finishing the season strong.
We finished today's episode with a profile of 2 staff members here at Rampart who took on new positions this year.
Miss Manley recently became the IB coordinator at Rampart, and Miss Anthony is now the AP coordinator. KRAM went in depth to see how these 2 English teachers have stepped into their new leadership roles.
This year, Miss Manley oversees the International Baccalaureate program, which in 9th and 10th grade is the Middle Years program, MYP, and in 11th to 12th grade is the Diploma program. Mrs. Anthony takes charge as our new AP coordinator. Both have been teaching for 10 plus years and are now taking the mantle to lead our school.
Mr. Herman was our former IB coordinator, and he is now an assistant principal at Discovery Canyon campus. And when he stepped out of the role, it was a really great chance for me to step into it.
I get to see hundreds of students that I wouldn't normally get to see.
I really like this role. I have a lot of capacity to support our teachers in whatever they need.
Being able to help things happen behind the scenes and support teachers and supporting students is a new challenge.
When trying to determine the difficulty comparison between IB and AP, both teachers agree such a question is practically irrelevant.
Entirely different beasts. It's that apples to oranges comparison. They both offer their own unique challenges, but they approach things in very different ways.
IB is more dedicated to helping students develop their ideas of things like global citizenship, critical thinking, leadership. AP classes are more designed to offer college-level education while in high school.
Both programs offer higher-level accelerated courses that can help earn college credit while still in high school.
Some students are what we call full diploma students, which means they take courses in all 6 subject groups for 2 years. Then they can graduate with the IB diploma, which usually gives them about 1.5 years of college credit, depending on where they go in the world. Some students are what we call course candidacy students, so they take between 1 and 5 of those classes, and they can still get college credit for those, but they're not aiming for the whole DP diploma.
Hope this helps your understanding of our IB and AP programs here at Rampart. This is Enrique Alvarez, signing off.
Thanks to Miss Manley and Miss Anthony for all you do for Rampart students.
That's all we have for this week's episode, Rams.
Thanks for tuning in. This is Isaiah Rocio.
And I'm Matthew Anderson, signing off for KRAM. A journalism program, a high school journal.
Oh, I was joking. I didn't think that was allowed. Pretty immaculate.
Do we start left or do we start right?
Left.
Left, okay.
Deuces. We did a great job.
Waiting for Perry. Paired.
Did you forget to roll up your car windows?